One thing that I was just thinking about now was that when I was a people pleaser, I was I was more so doing it out of looking for approval, looking for validation, love, just because I didn't have it myself. And you should have realized this at some point too, if you were a people pleaser or if you're still a people pleaser, that all of all of the actions are based off fear. It's just based off fear. Fear of what they think of you, fear of not being loved, not being accepted. And this is the wrong way to go about things. The wrong way to go about things. You just end up in a very paranoid state of mind. You're just constantly anxious, and you don't benefit at all. You don't benefit whatsoever. And I believe that friendships, relationships, there should be benefits to both parties, at least, in the very least. Like, obviously, if you're not benefiting off having, so even if it's the fact that you can vent to this person or ask them for advice, or 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 I guess maybe, like, let's say, I remember secondary school, sometimes it would just be the simple fact that you guys can walk home together and talk about your day. Literally, just there has to be some form of benefit. Like, you can't just be suffering. You can't it's just vanity at that point. If you're just suffering to gain, you're purposely sacrificing to gain, and because it's going to amount to nothing. You're actually, the only thing you're doing is you're creating, because people can sense these things. People can sense these things. People think, people think only of themselves, right? Everyone thinks of themselves only, right? But then sometimes people pleasers can be a bit pushy, sometimes they can be a bit pushy or needy, or just asking for validation too much. Like, sometimes these things can end up being counterproductive to what you're even trying to do in the first place. And this is why we need to, and I was talking to a client maybe like 2 days ago, and I was telling him that, like, the reason he didn't have that person that he was craving so much was because so having that person was attached to the premise of him thinking that he would gain things like love, validation, self-assurance, peace of mind. He thought that's what we don't realize when we're seeking people out, or seeking anything for that matter. It could be a job, it could be a car, it could be money. We unconsciously attach feelings like these onto the actual physical object of it. And if we don't have these things, these emotions in ourselves in the first place, it's not going to come to us. Because if you're in a state of wanting, you're in a state of not having it. And when you have, it's literally in the Bible, Matthew 13:12, I believe. To he that has, more will be given to him, and in abundance. And whoever has not shall be taken away from him. Things shall be taken away from him, and whatever little he has will also be taken away from him. So what that's essentially saying is, it's self-explanatory. Like, you have to have it before you can have it. You have to be content. That's the end goal. You have to be content. You have to be in a state of acceptance. acceptance that, okay, like, if these guys like me or not, I'm just gonna be myself. Or acceptance in myself that no matter what, I'm not gonna compromise my values for this person, that person. Even being a people pleaser is being fake anyway. You're being fake, and you're a dangerous and toxic person. I'm sorry to just say it. I have to say it like that. I used to be a people pleaser as well, and I acknowledge that I was fake because I had too many friends. Like, being able to relate to too many people means that you have no actual values to stand on. You have no solid, because you're supposed to be able to disagree with people. Because why? It's like, why do you have friends that both of them think two different things, and if they ever met, they would end up probably in a brawl? Like, that doesn't even make any sense, right? How can you be on two sides of the same coin? You can only pick. And it's not bad to disagree with people, honestly. It's not bad. It's not bad, but you're not supposed to be friends with everybody. Like, and doing things like being in that sort of position just gets you pulled about in every direction, and that's how I was living for, well, growing up, because I'm not that old. Growing up, just being pulled in every direction, being told to do different things. And I think a couple times I had like I'm not gonna claim I had a disorder or anything, but like, just what do you guys call it when you don't know yourself? I just never knew what I was doing. Like, all I could do to kind of distract myself was watch anime, play games, just do anything other than think about my life or think about who's around me. And you know what? It's not bad to know people, right? It's not bad to have associates, but to claim all of them as friends, like in your close circle, because bro, my close circle was huge. Like, 50 might be an exaggeration, maybe 20 guys. Probably more than that, honestly, probably more than that. But having such a big circle, you're not gonna have a lot of focus for yourself. Say there's a goal you want, you won't even be able to have space to think of your own goals. You're gonna be chasing what this guy's saying, thinking about what that guy said, and they're gonna be two different things. So eventually you're just gonna split apart. It's like being tied to one train and then your hand is still chained to this radiator. Like, you're just gonna that sounds extreme, but you get the point. I hope you get the point. But yeah, I just realized that you need to you need to find self-love before you can be loved. You need to find self-acceptance before you can be accepted, and validate yourself, validate your own actions, your feelings, stand on them. Don't doubt yourself before you can, before you can be validated by anybody. You don't even need validation from anyone. You don't need it. Please take care of yourself, go to the gym, change your lifestyle. Just have time alone to find yourself, and find friends that truly do care about you. Because once I found friends that cared about me, I started to head more in the direction that I desired. In fact, it was just because I didn't think of it at first anyway. Like, let's say going to the gym, because that's how it all started, to be honest, going to the gym. I kind of just went as a joke, but being able to be brought along in someone else's goal then inspires something in me to then pick up this healthy lifestyle. going to the gym, then eating right, sleeping right, all these things. And my mental health just got better. So, like, it was only when I went through my camera roll, and then I just remembered, wow, I used to think like this and this and this. And I was just so grateful for where I was. And then I realized as well, like, I looked around me, I said, like, it's only good people that care about me, and they tell me when they feel like this person, like people outside of like the circle, the gym circle, let me say, this person isn't supposed to say stuff like this to you, like this is disrespectful, you know, because I used to just take things, I used to just, you know, wet blanket, doormat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just find self-love, and if you want a supportive group of people, then go to the description and join the server, and we'll accept you as well. We'll help you to find self-acceptance. Then, you know, or we'll accept you either way. We'll accept you either way. It's all love around it. It's all love around in the server, and you'll love it. Trust me, you'll love it, and you'll make lifelong. Hopefully, you'll make lifelong friends. We could be friends. Me and you can be friends, and we can support each other, help each other out in any of our endeavors. Connect with different people, you know, or you have to join and find out. So, and get my bulking guide as well if you're trying to get from skinny to jacked, weak to strong, undefined to defined. The bulking guide is for all. There's just no cardio in there, so just keep that in mind. But I'll speak to you guys soon. Stay blessed, and subscribe if you made it this far as well.